How can we, as parents, learn to stop imposing our expectations? In this video, we will explore 7 principles of Stoic acceptance. These principles will teach you to see, hear, and embrace your child for who they truly are, without judgment, but with wisdom and love. This is more than just a philosophy. It's a guide that will not only make you a better parent, but also strengthen you as an individual. Step 1. Acknowledging the uniqueness of your child's individuality. Your child is not an extension of you. They are not your replica. They are a distinct soul with their own path. Nature has endowed them with unique qualities. Do not attempt to reshape them. The Stoics teach us to accept the nature of things. Do not strive to alter what is beyond your control. You did not choose their interests, abilities, or desires. Do not expect them to become what you want. Do you compare them to others? That is a mistake. For instance, you might say, "Your friend's son always gets top grades. Why can't you do the same?" Such words do not motivate, they diminish. They teach your child that they are not enough. Instead, say, "I see how much effort you're putting in. That's valuable. How can I help you improve?" Comparison destroys confidence, but support builds it. Do not impose your dreams on them. This is a manifestation of pride. A parent who once dreamed of becoming a musician might buy their child a guitar and insist they learn to play, while the child yearns to paint. That path is not theirs to walk. They must follow their own journey, not fulfill your unfulfilled aspirations. Listen. Do not interrupt. Learn to understand their words and feelings. For example, if your child says they no longer want to continue with sports, resist the urge to scold them. Instead, ask, "Why have you decided that? What's troubling you?" Such conversations build trust. Where there is trust, there is connection. Do not criticize their nature. For instance, saying, "You're so stubborn," devalues them. Instead, say, "You stand firm in your beliefs. That's admirable." Let's think about how we can discuss this without arguing. Recognize strengths even in challenging traits. That is wisdom. Remember the words of Epictetus. Accept what is given by nature. Do not break or change it. Your child's nature is not yours to mold. It does not require fixing. Your role is to support and guide, not to dictate. Step 2. Letting go of the illusion of control. Your child is not a puppet in your hands. You cannot dictate their every step. They walk their own path. Your control is an illusion, and the sooner you understand this, the wiser you will become. The Stoics teach us to distinguish between what is within our power and what is beyond it. Your actions and words are within your control, but your child's thoughts, decisions, and actions belong to them. That is their domain. Overstepping it will cost you both respect and trust. Do you strive to control everything? This is a trap. Consider a parent who orchestrates every moment of their child's day. School, activities, lessons, leaving no room for pause or choice. The child becomes a performer of someone else's commands. Eventually, they will either rebel or withdraw entirely. Another example. You want to shield them from mistakes. You forbid them from making risky decisions. But mistakes are the greatest teachers. If you make every decision for your child, they will never learn how to live. They will fall, but they must rise on their own. You can help them up, but you cannot fall in their place. How can you act stoically? Guide, but do not impose. For instance, if your child wants to pursue something you have doubts about, resist the urge to forbid it outright. Instead, say, I understand why you want to try this. It's your decision. Let's talk about the potential outcomes. This kind of conversation teaches them to think, not to fear. Let go of the illusion that you always know what is best. You can show them a path, but the choice to walk it is theirs. This is not your life. It is theirs. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Let each person do what they are created for." Your child is meant to make their own decisions, not yours. And most importantly, accept that mistakes are inevitable. They are a part of life. Your child must learn to fall in order to grow stronger. Control does not protect. It merely slows their development. Let go. Do not cling to what is beyond your control. Be present, but not overbearing. Support them, but do not command them. By doing so, you will cease to be a warden and instead become a wise mentor. Step 3. Separating your desires from reality. Your dreams are your dreams. Your fears are your fears. They should not dictate your child's destiny. It is simply unjust. Your child is not obligated to live for what matters to you. They have their own path. The Stoics teach us to see things as they are, not as we wish them to be. Do you want your child to follow in your footsteps? Do you want them to fulfill your expectations? These are your desires. Reality, more often than not, tells a different story. Many parents make the same mistake. They project their unfulfilled dreams onto their child. A parent who once aspired to become a doctor but couldn't achieve it now wants their child to realize that dream for them. But the child feels no calling toward medicine. They want to be an artist. And so begins the struggle, a clash between your desires and their nature. This battle brings nothing but pain and resentment. Consider another example: fear. A parent fears their child will repeat a mistake they made in their own youth. They try to shield the child from everything they perceive as dangerous. But fear blinds. You see threats where there may be none, and the child feels pressure, not care. The Stoics remind us, do not fight what is not in your power. Your child's nature is not in your power. Their choices are not in your power. Your desires should not define their life. Instead, focus on what is within your control. You can set an example. You can offer support. You can provide guidance, but nothing more. How does this look in practice? Imagine your child tells you they want to explore music. You worry it won't lead to success. Instead of saying, "That's not for you, you can't do it," say, "I see how inspired you are by this." Let's think about how you can grow in this direction. Support, but don't dismiss. Learn to separate your desires from reality. Ask yourself, is it me who wants my child to become an engineer, or is it what they want? Is it me who fears they'll make a mistake, or are they truly at risk? These questions reveal the truth. Your child is not meant to be a reflection of your ambitions. They are a reflection of their own nature. Your role is to recognize that nature and help it flourish. Accept this, and you will no longer be a demanding mentor, but a wise ally. Step 4. Practicing empathy and active listening. Listen to your child. Don't interrupt. Don't criticize, just listen. It sounds simple, but for many parents, this is an insurmountable challenge. You think you know what's best. You rush to correct, advise, or guide. But in doing so, you lose something vital: understanding. When a child feels their voice doesn't matter, trust erodes. The Stoics taught us to control our reactions. Your initial response to your child's words is a measure of your wisdom. For instance, if your child says, "I don't want to do sports anymore," a typical reaction might be, "That's foolish. You're giving up too easily." Such a response closes the door to communication. The child will be less inclined to share in the future. Instead, pause. Take a moment. Say, "Why do you feel that way? Tell me more." This opens the dialogue. It shows your child that their opinion matters. Empathy is the ability to see the world through your child's eyes. For example, you might want them to spend more time studying, but for them, it's not just hard work. It's also a source of stress. Instead of pressuring them, try to understand, what's distracting you? How can I help you focus? This approach builds bridges instead of walls. Another example is how you handle emotions. Your child might feel irritated, upset, or angry. Your words can either amplify or soothe these feelings. Instead of saying, "Stop acting like that," try, "I see that you're upset. What happened?" These simple phrases tell your child that their emotions are valid and important. What do the Stoics say about this? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Understand the person before you judge them." This wisdom applies to children as well. They are not obligated to meet your expectations or always behave correctly. Their behavior reflects their inner world. If you fail to understand this, you cannot truly help them. Practice active listening. Look them in the eye when they speak. Ask questions to show that their perspective matters. Don't interrupt. Let them finish their thoughts. Sometimes all a child needs is to feel heard. Empathy doesn't mean agreeing with everything your child says. It means acknowledging their pain, joy, or doubts. It means recognizing their feelings. This fosters a bond built on respect. Listen, understand, don't impose. When you do this, your child won't see you as a critic, but as an ally. And that is the foundation of a strong parent-child relationship. Step 5. Focusing on virtues, not achievements. Your child is not a checklist of goals to accomplish or a trophy to display. They are not obligated to be the top student, the best athlete, or a successful musician. These achievements are fleeting, but the virtues you cultivate in them will stay with them forever. The Stoics taught us to prioritize the internal over the external. Marcus Aurelius said, "Focus on who you are, not on what you do." Your role as a parent is to nurture kindness, honesty, humility, and resilience in your child. These qualities matter more than any medals or diplomas. Yet, many parents make the mistake of valuing success over character. For example, when a child brings home good grades, the parent says, "Well done, you're the best." But when grades drop, that joy turns to disappointment. This teaches the child one thing: they are valued only for their achievements. The Stoics would remind us, do not value the fruit, value the roots. Instead of praising the outcome, praise the effort. For instance, if your child studied hard for an exam but received an average grade, say, "I'm proud of your perseverance. You worked hard, and that matters most." This approach teaches them that effort is more important than results, and character outweighs victory. Consider another example. Sports. A parent might celebrate their child's win in a competition but overlook their behavior on the field. If they cheated or treated an opponent poorly, this should not go unnoticed. A better response would be, "You won, but a victory without respect for others holds no value." Let's talk about how to compete with dignity. This instills honesty and humility in your child. What is crucial to remember? Achievements come and go. Even great victories are eventually forgotten. But a person with a strong character will thrive in any circumstance. Help your child see the value of virtues. For example, If they help a friend with homework, acknowledge it. That was very generous of you. That's what true friendship looks like. If they admit to a mistake, say, "You showed great courage in owning up to that." That's a quality of a truly strong person. The Stoics believed that virtue is the only true good. Raise your child not to aim to be better than others, but to be better than their former self. In doing so, their inner victories will far surpass any external successes. Step 6. Embracing failures and imperfections. Your child is not perfect. They will never be perfect. They make mistakes just as you do, but there is nothing frightening about their errors or imperfections. These are not reasons for your disappointment. They are part of their journey. The Stoics taught us to accept life as it is. Epictetus said, "It is not events that disturb us, but our opinions about them." If your child gets a bad grade, loses a competition, or makes a poor choice, it is not a disaster. The real disaster lies in a reaction filled with anger or judgment. Many parents fall into the same trap, expecting perfection from their child. For example, if they forget to complete homework, a parent might say, "Why do you always mess things up? You're such a disappointment." Words like these are destructive. They teach the child to fear mistakes. But fear of failure doesn't make them better. It makes them insecure. The Stoics remind us that mistakes are lessons. If your child performs poorly on an exam, this isn't a reason for punishment. It's an opportunity to teach them how to overcome challenges. Say, "What did you learn from this experience? How can you prepare better next time?" Instead of assigning blame, offer solutions. Imperfections are not weaknesses. They make us human. For instance, your child might be slow, clumsy, or easily upset. Instead of saying, "Why are you like this?" consider how you can support them. If they are slow, say, "You pay great attention to detail, and that's valuable. Let's think about how to manage tasks more efficiently." This helps them view their weaknesses not as flaws, but as opportunities for growth. The Stoics said, "The path to perfection lies through imperfection." Your child will not grow strong unless you allow them to fall. They will not learn to accept themselves if all they see in your eyes is judgment. Be an example. Acknowledge your own mistakes to your child. For instance, say, "I was wrong to raise my voice at you today. I'm sorry. I'm working on improving myself." This shows them that mistakes are normal. What matters is owning them and learning from them. Failures are not obstacles. They are stepping stones to growth. Imperfections are not weaknesses. They are part of our nature. Accept them in your child, and they will learn to accept them in themselves. This is true wisdom. Step 7. Strengthening the bond through unconditional love. Your child should not have to earn your love. It is not tied to their achievements, personality, or actions. Love is not a reward. It is the foundation. Unconditional love is the soil from which confidence, resilience, and virtue grow. The Stoics taught us to value what is within our control. Love is your choice. You decide how to see your child, with judgment for their mistakes or with acceptance of their nature. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be patient with others. Each is a soul learning to live." Your child is also learning, doing so in their own way at their own pace. A common mistake parents make is attaching conditions to their love. For instance, praising a child only for their successes. "You got an A. I'm proud of you." But what happens when that A becomes a C? In such moments, the child may believe your love depends on their achievements. This undermines their confidence and makes them fear disappointing you. Another example is behavior. When a child acts out or makes a mistake, a parent might say, "If you keep acting like this, I won't talk to you." Words like these wound deeply. They teach the child that love can be taken away. But the Stoics would say, love is something you give, not something you withhold. Even when your child errs, they need your support the most. Unconditional love does not mean approving of everything your child does. It means accepting them as they are. For example, if they do something wrong, don't say, "You're bad." Instead, say, "That choice was a mistake, but I know you can do better. I believe in you." This gives them the strength to improve, not the fear of failure. Another way to show unconditional love is to be there during difficult moments. If your child struggles with a task and feels upset, don't rush to criticize or teach. Simply say, "I know how hard this is, but you're not alone. I'm here to help you." These words give them confidence that they can always rely on you. The Stoics taught us to see the virtues in people, even when they are not perfect. Remember Epictetus's words, "Every being is created for its own purpose. Do not judge it for that. Your child is meant to be themselves. Your love should help them understand this truth. Show your love in the small things. Hug them. Listen to them. Say kind words, not for something they've done, but just because. These actions strengthen a bond that is timeless and unshakable. Love is not weakness. It is a strength that builds character, confidence, and wisdom. Give it to your child without conditions, and they will grow up knowing that there is a place in this world where they are always accepted. Stoic acceptance is not about detachment or indifference. It is about the wisdom to see your child for who they are, not for who you wish them to be. It is the art of letting go of your expectations to create space for their growth, mistakes, and personal discoveries. Each of the 7 principles teaches one essential truth. Your child is not an extension of yourself, but an independent soul living their unique life. You cannot control their path, but you can be their support. You cannot shield them from every mistake, but you can teach them how to face and learn from them. You cannot erase their imperfections, but you can help them embrace those imperfections and grow stronger because of them. The Stoics reminded us that what truly matters is not external success, but internal growth. Embrace this in your child. Nurture their virtues. Teach them resilience, respect, and humility. But do so with a love that knows no conditions. Your child may not be the person you imagined. They may make mistakes. They may walk a path you don't understand. But that is not a reason for disappointment. It is an opportunity for you to grow, to see in them not a reflection of your desires, but a unique individual shaped by nature. Love, respect, patience, and understanding are the cornerstones of a strong connection between you and your child. These qualities make you more than just a parent. They make you a wise guide. Be that guide. And in doing so, you will help your child grow into a strong, confident, and virtuous person, grateful for your acceptance of who they truly are.